Hello friends. US has imposed steep tariffs on Indian goods. What can India do to respond? We explore a three-step strategy that focuses on protecting exporters, diversifying markets, and boosting domestic manufacturing. This video explains the economic impact and the critical actions India must take to protect its national interests. A shockwave has hit the global economy. The United States, under their President Donald Trump, has just imposed a staggering 50% tariff on Indian goods. The move announced this week is a direct result of the India's continued purchase of the Russian oil, which is the crude oil, and which the White House claims is fueling the war machine and undermining US foreign policy. This isn't a small escalation, it is a six-month shift in trade relations, placing India at a significant competitive disadvantage in its largest export market. But in the face of this challenge, India is not backing down. The Indian Ministry of External Affairs has called the tariff unfair, unjustified, and unreasonable, and has vowed to take all actions necessary to protect its national interest. So, what does that mean in practice? Today, we are going to break down a comprehensive three-step plan that India can implement to not only survive this trade war but to emerge stronger than ever. First, let's understand the gravity of this situation. The tariff didn't appear overnight. It started with 25% tariff on a broad range of Indian goods. Now, an additional 25% has been added, bringing the total to whopping 50%. This combined tariff is the highest imposed on any major US trading partner, putting India's duty rate well above their competitors like China, which faces a 35% tariff. The official reason for this recent escalation is India's energy trade with Russia. The White House has made it very clear they see India's action as a direct affront to their foreign policy, even though other countries also trade with Russia. According to Federation of Indian Exporters, or the FIEO, also known as Indian Export Organization, this move impacts a staggering 55% of India's exports to US. We are talking about the key sectors like textiles, marine products, engineering goods, and pharmaceuticals. For many MSMEs or small medium enterprises, this additional cost burden is simply not viable. There is a risk, all of these organizations are at risk of losing long-standing clients and market share. India has consistently maintained its oil imports are based on market factors and are crucial for energy security of its 1.4 billion people. They've also highlighted the double standards of the West, pointing out that countries like the US and the EU continues to import other goods from Russia. The first and most powerful step India can take is to double down on its domestic manufacturing. This isn't just about survival, it's about transforming a trade challenge into a nation building opportunity. The mantra is simple: become a Swadeshi powerhouse. With export to the US facing a 50% hurdle, the focus must shift to meeting domestic demand with locally made goods. This strengthens the economy from within and create jobs. The government is already preparing a multi-billion-dollar plan to support the exporters. We are seeing a renewed push for schemes like production-linked incentives, also known as PLI, which offers incentives for domestic production. The goal is to make India the world's factory and not just for its own people. But the global market, is going to respond in the way which we cannot predict right now. Take, for instance, the toy industry. After a push for made in India products, imports dropped by over 70%, and the export grew by 60%. Imagine that success scaled across electronics, auto parts, and other affected sectors. By investing in domestic R&D, infrastructure and technology, India can become more resilient, self-reliant economy, less vulnerable to whims and any single trade partners. The second step is to quickly find a new home for Indian exports. For one door closed, the India must open many more. The US may be a crucial market, but it is not the only one. India needs to strengthen its trade relations with other economic blocs like EU, the UK, Gulf nations, and ASEAN. This is about not putting all eggs in one basket. Diplomats and trade negotiators are already in motion. We know of an upcoming visits and negotiations aimed at forging new mutually beneficial trade agreements. This also includes strengthening ties with countries like African Union, or so countries in Africa, Latin America, which offers huge untapped potential for Indian goods. The government is urging exporters to focus on brand building, promoting the quality of Indian products rather than just competing on price. A strong brand identifies, if a strong brand is there, can help weather tariff storms and create loyal customer base in new markets. This new tariff war, while painful, is forcing India to accelerate its push for new alliances and more diversified, balanced global trade strategy. It's a chance to build a truly global presence. Finally, the third step is a delicate dance of diplomacy and strategic retaliation. India cannot be seen as a passive player in this game. India's first response has been a stern but measured diplomatic one. The Ministry of External Affairs has condemned the tariff and is using international forums like the WTO to challenge the legality of this move. The door for negotiation is not closed yet. However, India has the right to retaliate with its own tariff on the US imports. This must be done carefully, targeting products which India has alternatives where tariffs would have a significant impact on the US industries without harming Indian consumers. This is a high stake game of economic chess. The recent tariffs are a clear pressure tactic from the US. India's response must be firm, showing it cannot be bullied, but also restrained to avoid a full blown and damaging trade war. The key is to show strength without escalating to a point of no return. The path ahead for India economy is not an easy one. The 50% tariff are a serious challenge, threatening the livelihood of the countless workers and businesses. But we have seen today India has a clear three-step plan, a robust Make in India push, an aggressive market diversification, and strategic measured diplomatic response. This isn't just about tariffs, it's about a nation's resolve to protect its interest and carve out its own path on a global stage. This movement, while difficult, may very well be the catalyst for a stronger, more resilient, and more self-reliant India. The world is watching, and to see how this economic showdown unfolds, we will have to wait and watch. Thank you for watching, and if you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will catch you again in the next one.